So now let's have some fun. Now we're going to bring a different topic. I know I got a lot of questions about this yesterday. In some of the conversations, I'm sure you have a lot of questions about this. Let's talk about the metaverse. So we have been saying, we said it a couple weeks ago, in whatever version of the metaverse you like, there's going to be one thing that is going to be required. You're going to need a device that will be focused on connecting physical and digital spaces. It's going to take you to virtual reality, or will augment what you see with virtual reality in when we talk about AR. And that's what we're going to do. So no matter what is the version of the metaverse and how it's going to develop, there's going to be one thing in common. We're going to be the company building the devices. 50 of the commercial devices right now are based on Qualcomm Snapdragon VR. And it's a great opportunity. It's a ready material. And you should think about it, when we get to the multiple tens of millions of units, you can see the potential of the developer ecosystem. Now, here's what I would like to do at this opportunity right now. I want to talk how we see the metaverse developing. I know it is, everybody's talking about it right now as a buzzword. As I said before, we're doing this before it was popular. But there is something very important here. Connection of physical and digital spaces is real. And digital twins are happening across many industries. Yes, you can think of, you may have this digital world that you're going to get immersed to, and you'll be able to have your own avatar, interact with other people, do different things. But it doesn't have to be just that. You should think about the digital world as a multitude of applications that you're going to have as we started to think about digital twins everywhere. Let me give you some practical examples. Let's say you have a car, and we're going to talk about cars today. You have a connected car, and as you drive your car, the car is accumulating data about you, how you drive it, what's happening with the car, and that started to feed the information to the digital twin of the car. You take the car for service. You can have somebody that will put in an AR glasses, and it will look under the hood, combustion engine or electrical, right? It's going to be a little different on electrical. And all of a sudden, you can get notifications on that glass about information about your car related to the lifespan of some of the components, what is happening. That information is coming from the digital twin of the car. You need to train somebody to do a repair. You started to overlay information. Remove this, do that, replace that. That's one version of connecting physical and digital spaces. Let's shift to education. Think about a classroom. The potential of the classroom, you're teaching kids history, you can take them to different places. You can have an immersive experience in different places. Let's talk about sports. All of a sudden, eventually you're going to realize when you get to the hundreds of millions of people that have the ability to connect to virtual reality, you may have an experience of broadcast of sports for them. For those that like soccer like me, you can go inside, right in front of the goal or behind the goal to see what happens at that time. You're going to change the way you interact with today's broadcast you just see on a flat screen. Let's change the conversation back to the enterprise. We all had an experience to be on Zoom or Teams or whatever your collaboration tools, and I'm sure everyone here, no exception, you probably realize the following. When everybody is on Zoom or Teams, everybody has the same experience. When everybody's in the conference room, you have the same experience. When you start to mix the two together, it's not the same. So that's now a problem to be solved. It's easy to understand how you could have the metaverse of a conference room, or you can have your digital twin in a conference room, and you can have the ability to interact with people digitally on the physical world as if everybody's in the same room. So the opportunity is real. It is much more than the buzzword, and it will manifest itself in different ways for different companies in their respective value propositions. It's easy to see, for example, for social networking company, how this is going to be fundamentally changing how people socially interact, and it's an evolution of social platforms. We said about 5G driving the evolution of social platforms, especially as you have the ability to have high-speed connectivity, including uplink. I think we demonstrated that yesterday, and as you build on those new technologies. an enterprise company, and for example, our great collaboration with Microsoft HoloLens, you have a multitude of enterprise applications. So the ability to have, whether it's a consumer enterprise digital twin, is how the metaverse is going to develop, and that's going to be a great opportunity. And eventually, it could, I believe, that it's going to be as big as phones. It's easy to see a situation where the developer ecosystem becomes mature and rich in whether it's for enterprise, whether it's for education, whether it's for entertainment. We could have a companion glasses to our phone, and eventually it's just become the glasses. So it's a great opportunity. We've been investing a lot of technology to make that happen. And despite this great conversation, all that, I think this stuff is started to happen, and it's getting traction. But it's important to think about this. This is not about one size fits all. There's going to be a bunch of different applications. And I thought, why not just have some fun with it? So I was going to have a conversation here at the event with Meta CTO and the head of Reality Labs, which is Boss. You know, we've been working together with Meta for a number of years right now. We're very proud of what we have done with Oculus. But Boss couldn't be here today. So we said, let's just have some fun with it. And let's have the meeting in the Horizon Workroom app. And I really want you to watch this video, and hopefully, you know, will be as fun to you as it was fun to us. Boss, how are you doing? Very good to see you here at the Horizon Work Group. I wish you were in person with us in Hawaii, but I am super excited to meet you here in the Metaverse. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. As much as I do love Horizon Workrooms, I would also like to be with you in Hawaii. That sounds great. But thank you for having me, and you know, I'm glad we could do it this way. It's the next best thing to be in there.
I agree. Well, thank you for your time. Thank you for participating in our event. Look, I want to just start to level set us. From your perspective, tell us what's going on with the metaverse.
Yeah, you know, for us, the metaverse is something that we've really been working towards for a long time. If you think about what the mission of Meta is to help people feel connected, we've done so much great work in the mobile phone era, all powered by the internet over the last, 15, 20 years. And yet, here we are in a global pandemic, and it just is not the same. Just like we were just saying, it's not the same as being there. Now, let's be honest, this isn't the same as being there either, but it's certainly a much richer experience than we get as relative to mobile phones or little panels on a screen. And so we really want to take that feeling of presence and see what we can do with it. So the metaverse is about, continuity of identity, of self, of who you are, who you're with, being able to go from place to place, having shared experiences. I mean, when you and I are on a call, it just feels like we're on a call together, and that's pretty good. But here in the metaverse, we could have experiences that could be profound for us, could be a meaningful part of our relationship together. So we want to take the technology that we've just all invested in so much on mobile phones and see it put to a greater purpose of connecting people in a way that really hasn't been possible until now.
Well, like, that's incredible. Meta and Qualcomm, we actually been working on this when nobody thought was possible, right?
That's right.
I remember for 10 years talking about virtual reality, augmented reality, and a lot of skeptics saying, you know, that's not possible, there's no market for it, but now people really understand. And what I really love about the collaboration between the two companies, this is really two companies, they're leaders in their space, that put our respective minds together to do something that is really amazing and new. From a Qualcomm standpoint, we knew that we needed to create, semiconductor chipset solutions, hardware, software, that will make, everything always connected, high performance, low power, because the form factor, thermal, all the things are different. And from a Meta standpoint, you had the understanding how to make this happen. So can you tell everyone a little bit about this collaboration that has been between the two companies?
Yeah, we simply wouldn't be here without it. And I mean here, the Quest 2 is one of those things that is really mind blowing when people first experience it. And that is the culmination, really, of a huge amount of work that we've partnered with Qualcomm on over quite years and years now, long before anyone thought VR was going to be good or going to be mainstream, long before the metaverse was really a serious whisper in people's minds. We knew where we were going with this thing. And we really could not have gotten there without the very close partnership we've had with Qualcomm. And of course, this is just the beginning. This is kind of the big reveal, let's say, of our partnership working in VR together. But it certainly it goes on from here. So, and I'm thrilled to bring it into augmented reality, bring it into the wearables that will kind of stitch together to create that constellation of devices that helps people have that rich experience that they want to have, whether they're in virtual reality or augmented reality. So yeah, this has been a vision that we've held somewhat in secret, I'd say, for a little while, almost for fear of saying it out loud and being kind of made fun of, I suppose. And now that it's out there, you kind of see the enthusiasm for it. It's the reactions are all over the map, of course, but if people have spent a little time in virtual reality, they get it. Like, it doesn't take that long. It takes 5 minutes in a headset. They get it, and it just wouldn't be possible without the Qualcomm partnership that we have.
No, look, I really appreciate it. We're super excited about this partnership. And I'm going to tell you one thing. From somebody that I was working in the mobile industry, I think for generations after generations, we've been seeking from when will be the generation of wireless that will make video telephony a killer application. We talk about that in
Totally.
3G, we talk about that in 4G, and it took a pandemic for that to become a killer application. Now people understand the value of telepresence, the value of connecting physical and digital
Sure.
spaces, the value of connecting people together. So from a Qualcomm standpoint, we have a conviction, and that's why we start investing in the fundamental technologies to make devices for the metaverse about 10 years ago, because we believe it is the next computing platform and it's going to be as big as phones. What is Meta view of that?
Yeah, I mean, so no surprise, we really feel the same way. I think it has the potential to be even bigger than laptops and desktops for productivity and collaboration. If you really could have your team working from anywhere and have the richness of this kind of an environment where you could load up models, you could load up schematics, you could load up what you need to work on together, and then be, able to have immense solo productivity eventually too, with massive screens that have all the information that you need at one place. Your entire workstation, your desktop with you in a headset, tremendous power and opportunity to grow and be big. And then I think augmented reality is the thing that ultimately supersedes mobile. I think augmented reality, you're on the go, you take it with you, it's always contextually relevant. You don't have to take it out of your pocket. You've got the ability to capture, to share, to learn in real time. All of it's going to be powered by immense artificial intelligence that's helping you process and understand the world around you. It all just needs power. We know we can do it all. The potential is there. The technology can be built. We just really do need to be able to process all those image streams and rip those pieces apart down to the pieces that we need to feed the intelligences that are going to help you as a consumer navigate all this information. And so it's almost a tantalizingly frustrating place to be, where I know it's all possible. Can we pull it all together? And it hinges on, our ability to be efficient with power and thermal space in these tiny form factors, because we're going to put it on someone's head.
Awesome. We're incredibly excited about the partnership. And as you said, I think it's just the beginning. And it's really fascinating to work on technology that actually can change the world. I think that's what has been, great motivation for everything we do at Qualcomm. Thank you both for joining us today. Really appreciate the opportunity. Great talking to you in the metaverse.
Hey, you as well. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Talk to you soon.